There's tons of room for marketing messaging here. Wait a minute. Literally all of these. There's two different strategies going on here. Hey everybody, it's Shopping with Christy. Today I'm going to talk to you about the egg category, which is a category that's been a lot in the news recently. Do we all remember when eggs were like, you just sell your arm and a leg to get some eggs? Well, now it's a little better, but there's still quite a bit of innovation in the set. I want to talk to you about it. So here you go. This is the egg set at my local Kroger. Here in Colorado, we call it King Soopers. But always, when I'm looking at a category, the very first thing is I get a lay of the land visually in terms of real estate. One of the things I'm noticing is that actually over there and then on the bottom, is 1, 2, 3, 4 full sets of coolers, but let's call it 2.5 of a cooler. 1, 2.5 is actually the Kroger brand itself. That's a lot. Actually, probably more because this bottom is Simple Truth as well, which is a Kroger brand. So let's call it 2/3, maybe even 3/4 of the real estate in this category is private label. That's usually a very clear sign that a category is more of a commodity-driven category. We've had some wonderful brands, you can see here under this banner, come out and push the industry forward. Vital Farms is one I've been following for years. I got the chance actually to talk with the founder a couple years ago. That was really cool. But they're actually publicly traded. But they really pushed the category forward in terms of pasture raised. And this new hybrid structure carton where you've got cardboard on the top and then sort of your standard egg carton on the bottom, but more, again, recyclable and compostable. One thing that's lovely about them is they've got this wonderful sort of information on their actual farms and hens and things like that. And there's tons of room for marketing messaging here. They've done a really good job. You also have Pete and Gary's here, just one SKU up here. And then Organic Valley seems to be out, but those are the main players. Then you come over here to the mainstream brand, Eggland's Best. I gotta say, hats off to the Eggland Best marketers. They've done a great job remaining relevant and pushing their brand. I see their advertisements on TV. Look at these beautiful shelf talkers here. Only Eggland's Best Organic. This is something where I really love. One of the best things about their brand and their brand execution is that they've created this distinctive asset of the EB, quality approved EB. In fact, they talk about it here. It's part of their logo. And in fact, if anyone's ever bought their eggs, which I have, they actually have every single egg stamped with that on there. That is a wonderful way to signal to consumers, this is not any old egg. This is an Eggland Best egg. And I do think that's really helped them. I cannot stress enough, and I have lots of stories I'll share another time of other brands and other categories that have done. It's when you're branding and you're developing brand equity, yes, it's your look and your feel, it's your graphics, but you got to take that all the way through to your product experience. And even when you have a commodity product like an egg, you can still do things like what Eggland's Best has done to provide that reminder to consumers that our eggs are of a different quality. I want to show you something that I didn't even notice until today. I actually usually shop the organic and specifically pasture raised. My little heart can't handle the idea of chickens cooped up. But over here, I never noticed this before. I was really looking at this category today and I noticed, and I would not have noticed it otherwise. I walked up and I was really looking at the graphics here. It's like cage-free there. And I was like, oh, it's on the side. Wait a minute. Literally all of these, like every single one is cage-free. Is all of Kroger's eggs cage-free? Have they gone 100% cage-free? I probably missed a press release on that. I missed it, guys. I had no idea that the entire category went cage-free, or at least at Kroger. And my little call out to Kroger is maybe for someone like me who's been shopping the premium set, I do understand there's a difference between pasture raised and cage-free. So I don't know that I am going to switch, but because there is a major difference. But still, I missed this new news, and I think it would have been much smarter. Most people aren't reading CPG industry news like I am every day, but it would have been much smarter. I already see you do multiple printing tones on your package. Like you have multiple colors, multiple color. I would have made this cage-free a different color. Make it red. America notices red. Make it orange. Imagine a world where for your brand, that cage-free flag was red. Boom, boom, boom. I would have noticed that right away, and it would have caught my attention, and maybe I would have reconsidered my purchase. I mean, I see you print red right there. It's right there. There it is. Why didn't you print cage-free in a color that would pop? That's a big investment. That's something America needs to know. I buy eggs every week. We eat a lot of eggs in my house, and I would not have known. So that's my big rant to Kroger about their cage-free eggs. Last thought here for you guys is, this is a fun one. I do want to talk about these shelf hangers, and I want to really point out there's two different strategies going on here. Their packaging is sort of a core category packaging. You know, it's those standard category drivers of it's natural, it's cage-free, grain-fed. I guess that means they're vegetarian-fed. That actually is a thing. Not all birds are. Isn't that gross? So that's what that means, grain-fed. And then they're using their merchandiser here, you know, shelf cling, or rather door cling, to sort of elevate and talk equity a little bit. I'm like, what is Kipster? Next level cage-free eggs, scan code to see us in action and to learn more. This is not the moment to ask people to scan a QR code and learn more. Nobody cares at this moment. They're just buying their eggs and getting out. And I also don't know what Kipster is. Maybe I'm too mainstream to know. But to me, this was a challenge. Whereas if you look at what Vital Farms is doing, this is a totally different strategy. And this is a strategy I love. You look at the packaging, it is eggs, but these eggs are different. You know you're getting eggs, but they're really pushing on their point of difference. And that's fine. For me, it worked because I buy this product so much. I already talked about it. Egg household penetration is high enough where you can really build a really big brand by shouting the point of difference more so than anything else. You can do that because it's a big category. So they're doing that. They're shouting their point of difference here on their package, which is opposite of a simple truth. It's a more category drivers, category norms, you know, more so than really looking different. But then what are they doing here? Vital Farms is smart enough to know that in the moment of purchase, which is literally right here, I mean, you couldn't get closer to the moment of purchase. If you're going to have a moment and you're going to invest in an advertising vehicle, you should have something that makes you want to buy right now. This is not about driving equity. This is about buy me. Remember, don't you want eggs? Doesn't this look delicious? This looks so healthy and delicious. Start your day with eggs made with fresh air and sunshine. Ooh, I want fresh air and sunshine. I want eggs. I want these eggs, right? Boom. It's driving that category demand, and yes, whispering your relevancy and why they should buy you. It's because it's made with fresh air and sunshine. Because they don't say it, but they're cueing it, that fresh air and sunshine might get you eggs that look like that and a meal that looks like that, which looks incredibly appetizing. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Vital Farms has found a way to connect their point of difference, which is shouted on their packaging. And their packaging is featured here because now people know it. But what they're really saying here with their shelf talker is, this is going to be delicious. They're shouting taste, which is always a key category driver for any food category. They're shouting taste, and they're backing it up and finding a way to link taste to the point of difference, which is sort of this connection to pasture raised, which you could imagine pasture raised gets fresh air and sunshine. It's a beautiful written. I have a love affair with this little shelf talker right here, as you can tell. I totally get what they're doing, and it's great. All right, that's my thoughts. Thanks, everybody. Bye.